rise and shine. My fellow Nagamas, rise and motherfucking shine. Salute. Because we have been graced this morning with some clarity for you god darn idiots. I'm trying to be PG-13 because I don't want to keep cursing too much in my videos. I'm trying to be the better person and come back. But the fact that we still have people say it was Dragon Ball Online, if you don't know, if you've been sleeping under a rock, or if you just woke up, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 has been leaked. I don't know if they hired the person from Dragon Ball Legends on their fucking team over there in Southeast Asia, but that person is fired. They're getting fired. They're so getting fired. They're so fired. Oh, they're gone. Look at this. Look at this. And the thing is, I don't know why it was so controversial. I don't know why there was so much arguing. We already knew back in like, what, it was November that we got a confirmation basically of another leak that they were rebuilding Xenoverse from the ground up so it could be completely different. And that was one of my biggest things that we talked about. We were just like, you know, I hope with the whole breaking down of Xenoverse 3, you know, that, sorry, hold on, I gotta make sure, you know, I gotta make sure, you know. Anyways, yeah, I was like, you know, I really don't want to deal with the netcode issue no more, because playing, if you ever played Xenoverse 2 online, the netcode was fucking garbage. It was abysmal. If the player had bad internet connection while you had good, it doesn't matter. It was completely trash. You know, one thing will happen on your screen and one thing will happen on the other one, especially like when you know you got that hit off of him and then he just eats it and then he just continues comboing into you. Made no sense, by the way. It just made no sense at all. But that was one of my biggest things when I heard that it was being rebuilt from the ground up, thanks to whoever the leaker was back in like November. This trailer, and I even pointed this out on my initial reaction, had so many elements of the Time Patroller. One, he had Soaring Strike, he had Gohan's move, all right? He had Sledgehammer from Turles. I forgot that Blast one, but he had that Blast ability. The Super, he had this obviously the Super Saiyan, already, you know, Super Saiyan is a calling card for obviously Dragon Ball, of course. But Monitor, he had the Capsule Corp, the Time Patrol Monitor on his, he was rocking that thing. And like I pointed all this out in my reaction. I'm like, there's no way this is not like Xenoverse. It was also going through like because Xenoverse did something like this too for Xenoverse 2, but they were going through like all the like the bosses in the age of like the timeline, you know, and literally leading all the way up into Goku turning around at the end, and then you had that weird person who just stepped into the battle room, that John, we call him John 1000. The meme is hilarious, but at the end when he notices that the person steps in and he's like right there, and then he just smiles and he turns, that's definitely not Goku, by the way. More than likely that is another CAC character, like I said in the original trailer. But once again, we have Xenoverse 3, baby. Oh my god. I know a lot of people were just looking for the confirmation. This was basically the confirmation. But like, I know like Rhyme straight up since day one as well. Xenoverse 3. It's Xenoverse 3. It's Xenoverse 3. You know, Afro Senju as well too. You know, I think Fox, he wanted to be Xenoverse 3, but he was kind of a little bit off and on with it being like Dragon Ball Online or something like that. He wasn't like wholeheartedly like straight into it like a lot of us was. But truly, like even Dion was also Syriax. Even Syriax was, yeah, no, Xenoverse 3. It made no sense for them to tell us the name because it produces marketing. I went to a business high school, okay? I was fortunate enough to get into a business high school that had really good, lucrative curriculum for business, economics, analytics, and strategic strategy, okay? And that also goes with my industrial psychology as well, that I have a background in as well. So understanding how marketing works and the art of marketing is very important. They literally had to release it as Age 1000 because they knew that it will spark up controversy. It will spark up debates. It will spark up arguments. That is free promotion. At the end of the day, that is That is free marketing without you having to put anything else out. No more trailers into what? We was designated to get another trailer at Battle Hour. And a lot of people don't understand business. A lot of people don't understand marketing. They still got to sell Xenoverse 2 last DLC, Chapter 4, right? We still have one more DLC coming. So more than likely, that DLC is going to transition into Xenoverse 3. They're probably going to do some type of segue at the end of the game like they did with Xenoverse 1 that goes into Xenoverse 2. They're probably going to do some type of segue that's going to lead into it, like the conclusion of Xenoverse 2, that you know the game is over. There is no more DLC. There is no more story being added. Like, it's a concrete definition. Yeah, we're done. And a lot of people, I guess, also didn't want to see Dragon Ball Online. Basically, Xenoverse was the completed and accepted product versus Dragon Ball Online. Dragon Ball Online failed miserably. I don't think a lot of people understand that. I only played that game for maybe about like 2 months. The game wasn't that good. It wasn't. Don't worry. I like playing like my CAC and everything like that. You know, it was pretty cool making it. But that game failed. It failed. Why do you think they're going to bring it back? I know that like Dragon Ball Online, but once again, Dragon Ball Online is basically Dragon Ball Xenoverse. You know, as I got through the trailer, and like I said, it could be Dragon Ball Online, but no, it's definitely Xenoverse 3. It's just no way it's not. It's Xenoverse 3 coded. You know, I didn't see much of the Dragon Ball Online thing on there. That is a possibility, of course. You know, and as a game speculator, you always have to account for every single game that can possibly being lead to. Same thing with any type of successors for any type of franchise. But no, that was Xenoverse 3. I just do you guys understand how much money Xenoverse makes? Xenoverse 2 is modern GTA for Dragon Ball IP. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Xenoverse 2 is modern GTA 5 for the Dragon Ball IP. You think they're not going to continue one of their most prosperous product that they've ever dropped for an IP outside of Fighter Z, outside of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, outside of Budokai 3? You think they're not going to continue the most highest selling Dragon Ball IP product on a console, not gacha games, but on a console, right? You thought, guys, like the writing was all there. But I'm happy. I'm happy that we have confirmation of Xenoverse 3. Once again, I was, like I said, I was just playing Xenoverse 2 on stream not too long ago. Like we were cooking, you know, and I'm still playing it as well too. Expect some online videos actually some real soon, because we got some recordings for that, which was pretty fun getting back into online. A couple shaky matches, but you know, that's kind of what I was talking about with the Xenoverse 2 netcode. I really hope they get rollback, especially since they're building it from the ground up. They can so do rollback, man. But my god, yo, like, just as a Dragon Ball fan for what we got so far, like me, you guys already know I cover Sparking Zero still to this day. I still cover. We have the Zero Mortal Plan playlist there, the mission that we're doing for mission 100. We're doing a challenge just using Goku Black and Zamasu. It's been pretty fun, actually. It's been real interesting. You know, RSG Legends did the Vegeta basically reboot from 2019 to today. But we got that. Fighter Z has been fun. I've been back into that. I've been back in the lab. I've been playing some online, having some fun. And also we have Super Saiyan 4 Dama Goku coming out in Battle Hour, which is where they were going to give more trailers and more information on Age 1000, which would have been, in my opinion, a confirmation for Xenoverse 3. And on top of that, I was pretty sure they're going to show the Chapter 4, at least the final DLC for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So we got Battle Hour to look forward to as well, getting more for our current IPs that we have. We're probably going to get a season pass for Fighter Z. I don't see the reason why we don't. When Arxis finished making Marvel Dokkan Souls, they were spending most of their time working on that game. That's the reason why I believe Fighter Z kind of fell through the cracks, because it was already a successful game. They knew for a fact that game was not going to die. They're like, I still play that game. Okay, like people still play this game. Okay, so it 100% they knew it was going to still be there. All right, so they probably went to Marvel Toe Consoles to get that game up and running because it was a passion project and it was something that they really wanted to do. And then boom, they got that done. Back to fighters. This is the year of Dragon Ball. This is like the last this year, last year, this year, and then 2027. Oh my God. We just have not stopped winning. We just keep winning. Bandai's basically saying you're going to beg us for us to stop winning because we're winning so much. Because that's what we are doing right now, and we're just winning. We're just winning. We're just winning. We're just winning. Oh God. Okay. Well, that's the end of my rant. I don't want to keep this video too long, but Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 is here for all you wonderful people. You can now stop arguing with me about it being Dragon Ball Online, okay? So please, leave me alone. I won.